Mencionar gusto, no me conozco Mayrita.
Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us for the virtual graduation ceremony for Skills for Diversified and Technological Economy, a program of the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service done in collaboration with MIC-IT. Today is a very special and noteworthy day where we recognize all participants who have successfully completed a 5-week course that exposed participants to modern real-world concepts in the areas of web design, coding, and introduction to mobile application development. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our distinguished guests, the Honorable Foster Cummings, Minister of Youth Development and National Service, my DNS, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dole, Minister of Education, Mrs. Cheryl Ann Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary of the MyDNS, Mr. Sean Rambutan, Director of Youth Affairs, Professor Clement Imber, Chairman of MIC-IT, fellow graduates of the Coding, Web Design, and Introduction to Mobile Application Development cohorts, members of the media, specially invited guests. Thank you for joining us. Please stand for a rendition of the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. In the first of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. You may also sit. We're very happy to have Ms. Cheryl Ann Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary. Sorry for that. We're very happy to have Ms. Cheryl Ann Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, to bring us opening remarks.
The Honorable Foster Cummings, Minister of Youth Development and National Service, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dole, Minister of Education, Professor Clement Imbert, Chairman, MIC Information Institute of Technology, Mr. Sean Rambutan, Director of Youth Affairs, graduates of the Coding, Web Design, and Introduction to Mobile Application Development cohorts, specially invited guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome each of you today to today's virtual graduation ceremony for the training program, Skills for a Diversified and Technological Economy. This afternoon, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service recognizes the 112 young people who successfully completed one of 3 training programs that were facilitated in collaboration with the MIC Institute of Technology for Web Design, Coding, or Introduction to Mobile Application Development. At the MyDNS, we are committed to unlocking our youth's potential by implementing programs such as these that enable our youth to acquire new skills and use them to improve their standard of living and secure their future. We are truly glad to have partnered with the MIC Institute of Technology to deliver this initiative, which undoubtedly came at an opportune time when you, our young people, are seeking support, guidance, and training opportunities. From the feedback we have received, we know you will be putting your knowledge and newly acquired skills to practical use. That is exactly what we at the ministry envisage for our youth, that they make informed choices that lead to meaningful, productive lives, secure a brighter future for themselves and their families, and contribute to the sustainable development of Trinidad and Tobago. It has been said that continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Graduates, your determination to complete these courses amid the pandemic, all while remaining committed to your daily lives, is truly remarkable. For that, we applaud you. You have taken another step towards becoming empowered and being the best version of yourself. This afternoon's ceremony is indeed the culmination of 5 weeks of intensive training. It is an indication of the ministry's commitment to pushing the youth development agenda, with a focus not just on building sustainable futures, but enabling our young people to fulfill their purpose. As actress Kerry Washington once said, your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. So I encourage you, our graduates, to use the knowledge you gain from this training to write a new chapter in your life story. Again, welcome to this afternoon's graduation, and congratulations on your achievement. I thank you.
Thank you, Lydia Solomon, for your welcoming speech. And now it is a great pleasure that I introduce Professor Clement Imber, the chairman of MIC-IT. Professor Imber will give us the program overview for Skills for a Diversified and Technological Economy. Professor Imber.
Thank you very much, Selena, it is?
Yes.
I must commend you for somebody coach you on how to pronounce my French name. You did very well. Thank you very much. You also did very well hosting this ceremony. You're a young lady to watch. I looked at you when we were singing the national anthem. Very often, when the national anthem is being sung, I notice many young people, what we in the pan will say, they skate. Skating is pretending that you're playing the pan, you know, when you want to go to panorama, but you haven't practiced well. So many young people skate, but she certainly wasn't skating, she was singing. So I must commend you. There are a number of people who are not here today, but we must recognize them. The Honorable Foster Cummings, Minister of Youth Development and National Service. Dr. the Honorable Nian Gadsby Dolly, Minister of Education. Of course, Mrs. Sherilyn Solomon is here, in fact. So is she is a Deputy Permanent Secretary, as we heard, in the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. Mr. Sean Ramratan, Director of Youth Affairs, he's here with us today. Mr. Peter Fraser, he's not here, he'll be online, delivering the remarks from the Ministry of Education. We have Mr. Anil Ramnarayan, who's the Chief Executive Officer of MIC. He's here with us. And Dr. Brian James, the General Manager of Training, and Mr. George Charles, who's a senior instructor who had been involved in coordinating this training program. And I must recognize, of course, online, the graduates of the short courses in coding, web design, and introduction to mobile app development. Members of the media, if you are here, if you are not, look at the recording and please report it in the news. It's a very important initiative by the ministry, especially invited guests. I was asked to do an overview of the program, but I'm sure when the students come here, or the graduates, they will give a much better overview than I can. This graduation ceremony is largely online. We have a few people present here with us, as I mentioned. It's largely virtual, and we use a lot of words these days: virtual, online, blended, etc. And it's very apt. And I'm not talking about a mobile app. I'm apt that we are going virtual with this graduation ceremony. Not just because of the pandemic, but because of the significance of this technology that has allowed us to do so much that we could have done before, but the pandemic forced us. It is one of the positives that has come out of the pandemic, that we are using the technology for online delivery much more, whether it's delivery of classes, delivery of the courses that took place, actually, the 3 courses in coding, web design, and mobile app development, and other meetings, for example. It saves us a lot of time, commuting time, and so on. So there are a lot of positives, and it is one of the reasons why we have to empower our youth with these skills and these digital skills. Because with an emerging digital job market and global economy, it is very important. It gives our youth a competitive advantage in the business world. Now, there are social platforms that are used for marketing and other informational uses, but there are other aspects of the digital world that cannot be accommodated by the social platforms. And it's these kinds of skills. We know web design, how important websites are in today's world, even before the pandemic, where people can get all the information they need, both visual and written, on companies and institutions and so on. The question of apps, the use of apps for all kinds of reasons, including health and education and all other kinds of major reasons where we have to use apps, is very important for people to understand the development and use of mobile apps. And of course, coding, which gives all the other skills that are required for the computers and the other systems that are involved in the digital realm. It is with this noble intention, this very necessary intention, that the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service decided to embark on this initiative, and very wisely partnered with MIC to deliver these programs. MIC has over 47 years of experience in training. MIC started off primarily as a manufacturing company, manufacturing molds and dies and so on, and providing precision machining services to industry. But very soon, it was realized that MIC had to do its own training, because the training of a tool and die maker is highly specialized, and there was no such opportunities in Trinidad and Tobago at the time. So MIC had to embark on training the very workers who had to manufacture these tools and dies. So NMIC has been involved in training from the inception, 1974. But there was a quantum leap in the arena of training from MIC when in 1994 we embarked on an apprenticeship program. Apprenticeship had been a key part of industry in Trinidad and Tobago, but it was waning. Oil companies, the Electricity Commission, Caroni had very robust apprenticeship programs. Those were the most robust ones in the country. Other companies did have, but not as extensive as those. And that was waning, the whole apprenticeship program. So MIC took on at the wishes, of course, of the government and advised by Professor Julian to embark on a program which has a very high content of internship, apprenticeship training. That is to say, the journeyman and master craftsman programs, which we adopted and adapted from Germany. And today, it is still highly regarded and certified by the Germans. And in fact, there's been a new development in that the master craftsman in Germany is now officially recognized on their qualifications framework as the equivalent of a practical, what is called a practical Bachelor of Technology degree. And it is something that we are planning in MIC in collaboration with UDT to also introduce in Trinidad and Tobago. So, as I said, I'm sure I was given some notes on the different area. I'm known for deviating, just looking at my notes now and then and speaking off the cuff, so I'm not reading exactly for my notes. But I'm looking at the pointers here where the graduates of this program should feel proud of having participated in such an initiative. There were 150 of them initially who started. We were heavily oversubscribed. As soon as we put out the ad, a few days after we put out the ad, we had to shut it down because we were heavily oversubscribed. Looking to take about 50 in each of the programs, in each of the courses, So there were 150 people who initially signed up. 112 of them graduated. I'm sure this program, because of the very heavy subscription that we had, will be repeated by the ministry, because clearly there's a big demand out there. So graduates, you should be very proud that you in fact made the cut, and the 112 of you who actually graduated, proud that you have gained these skills which will do you well in the modern world, and you will have a competitive advantage in the area of recruitment for business. So I want to thank the ministry for having the confidence in MIC. I want to thank our MIC training division and all those involved for carrying out a very successful program. And I want to thank both institutions for having this graduation ceremony here today. So thank you very much. MIC will continue to offer its services to the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service. And I have commended privately and publicly, I commend the Minister, the Honorable Foster Cummings, for not reinventing the wheel, but using the existing training institutions for carrying out the programs that they envisage and plan. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ember, for the program overview. Just to add to the professor's overview, I really enjoyed my classes. The program built on my coding experience at the CSEC level and showed me so much more. Now we have the opportunity to hear from someone, and now we have the opportunity to hear from someone who completed the web design course, Faith Lewis. Faith Lewis is from Sangre Grande and is currently opening a Christian apparel business. She's also very passionate about graphic design and business. Here to give a student overview, Faith Lewis.
The Honorable Foster Cummins, Minister of Youth Development and National Services, MyDNS. Mrs. Charlene Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary, MyDNS. Mr. Sean Ramerton, Director of Youth Affairs, MyDNS. Mrs. Lisa Henry David, Chief Education Officer, Ministry of Education. Professor Clemore Ember, Chairman, MICTT. Members of the Board of Directors, MICIT. Mr. Anil Ramnaran, Chief Executive Officer, MICIT. Graduates of the Coding, Web Design, and Introduction to Mobile Application Development cohorts. Members of the media, specially invited guests. My mother always said, Faith, you need to work hard to make something of yourself. So when my aunt showed me the ad for this training program, Skills for the Diversified and Technological Economy, I was very excited to make use of my skills in graphic design. I signed up for the web design course because I saw it as a way to get a job in this field, a job that would help me express my creativity. So when I signed up for web design class, coding and introduction to mobile app development were also options, but my heart was in web design. Today I learned that over 2,000 applied for this course, so we were truly lucky to be selected. All classes were filled with students who had just completed secondary school, were in university, or looking for jobs. The amazing thing is that our teachers were able to explain all these new concepts to us and have us all on the same page. I would be the first to admit that I knew zero about web design, but I knew I had a deep interest in it. Many of us would have learned about coding, mobile app development, and web design through our IT classes in secondary school, other courses, or online tutorials on YouTube. But this course gave us things that YouTube videos couldn't give us. As participants, we had the benefit of teachers who ensured that we understood what was taught. I was also grateful for classmates who would check in with me to help me on my journey. Sometimes when I didn't get something the first time, another student would ask the same questions I had. I appreciated all these things. After 5 weeks of training, I was surprised to get such a good result in the end and completed a completed website for my aunt's business, and I was able to successfully present this in front of my teacher and classmates. A nerve-wracking experience, but I am happy I made it through. One of my classmates did a website with a marble background, and I was really impressed by the whole concept. Another participant did a website for a boutique, and it looked like it was designed by an expert in the field, very professional. And the other cohorts, their work was just as impressive. The coding class was assigned to create a program to rate that beach. Coding students were placed in different groups to develop and the final project where they sharpened both their coding and collaboration skills. And we certainly can't forget our newly trained mobile app developers who use their skills to create an app for tourists visiting Trinidad and Tobago. The mobile app students found this project to be exciting, fun, and practical. Individual students created apps for visitors to Trinidad and Tobago to find restaurants, hotels, tourist attractions, transportation services, and more. Furthermore, their teacher patiently took them through the paces of making their apps public on the App Store and Google Play. All in all, this program truly gave us the skills and confidence we need to be active participants in a diversified and technological economy. I must say thanks to the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service and MICIT. I am very grateful for this opportunity because I learned something new and I gained a new skill. I know that many of my fellow graduates have plans to use what we have learned in our businesses as freelancers or in our professional careers. It has been an honor to represent a participant of all 3 cohorts, web design, coding, and mobile app development. Thank you.
Thank you, Faith, for sharing your experience as a student. Let's have a little entertainment. Miss Diamond Graham will be joining us from St. Mary's Moruga. Now, she has been singing ever since she can remember and has participated in several talent shows, activities at the Baptist Union Churches, and Sandfest. This evening, she's doing a rendition of I Was Here, originally sung by Beyonce. Please join me in welcoming Miss Diamond Graham.
Everyone, I'll just let me start by saying congratulations to all of the graduates. I know it may have been tough, but you all made it through, and I would like to render this song to you guys. Hope you all enjoy. My footprints on the end of time, and know that I've been something in somebody's life. The hearts I have touched would be the proof that I leave, that I made a difference, and this world will see I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I wanna say I live each day until I die, and know that I meant something in somebody's life. When I leave this world, I leave no regrets. Leave something to remember, so they won't forget I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did, I've done everything that I wanted, and it was more than I thought it would be. I will leave my mark so everyone would know I was here. I lived, I loved, I was here. I did. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Diamond, on your little supporter. Sorry. I will leave my mark so everyone will know I was here. What a powerful message. Thank you, Diamond. Just to let you know, Diamond is a past student of MIC IT. She completed the commercial food preparation program in December 2021. Truly a moving performance. Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dole, Minister of Education, sent her apologies as she wanted to be here this afternoon. Mr. Peter Fraser, Acting Curriculum Coordinator, will bring remarks on her behalf.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be delivering the remarks for and on behalf of the Minister of Education, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gatsby-Dole. The Honorable Foster Cummins, Minister of Youth Development and National Service, Mr. Farouk Hussein, Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, Mrs. Cheryl Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, Mrs. Lisa Henry David, Chief Education Officer, Ministry of Education, Mr. Sean Ramratan, Director of Youth Affairs, Professor Clement Ember, Chairman of MIC Institute of Technology, members of the Board of Directors of the MIC Institute of Technology, Mr. Anil Ramnarayan, Chief Education Officer, MIC of the Institute of Technology, graduates of coding, web design, and introduction to mobile application development cohorts, members of the media, especially invited guests, a pleasant good afternoon. I believe that the technological advancements that are in the making today are the most reliable predictors of what the world will look like in the future. These advancements aren't just unfolding independently, though. They are driven by vision, innovation, creativity, and commitment to taking dreams and making them reality. These advancements are driven by you, persons graduating today, the new leaders in innovation. I predict a future fueled by scientific research and driven by ever evolving technological advancement that will lead to higher standards of living for all. From where I'm standing, the future looks secure because the future is in your hands. Congratulations, every graduate here today, not only on completing your course of study, but on playing key roles in realizing this bright future. At a time when rapid change in every sector has actually become the new normal, you are being presented with an opportunity to add your contribution to the technological and digital transformation that is underway. Your skills and ideas will not only shape the future of Trinidad and Tobago, but the entire world. Now is your chance to make a lasting impact on the world. Now, more than ever, you will be sought out to lead in the area of innovation and entrepreneurship. You get to say what the world looks like going forward, post-COVID-19. Do we revert to the way things were done before, or do we embrace this period of digital transformation and technological advancement? You get to decide the way in which COVID-19 manifests the best of our people. My role as Minister of Education is to ensure that there is equity in the educational opportunities that are available to all citizens. The government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago takes this mandate quite seriously, and we are committed to investing in the minds that will lead this country in the near future. We have been doing this by providing the resources, facilities, and training that are necessary to develop the Trinidad and Tobago that we have envisioned and you will build. The Ministry of Education has begun the national consultation on education policy under the theme, Education, the Passport to the Future, and two of the key areas to be examined are technical and vocational education and training and digital transformation. No conversation about sustainable development and the future of this planet can be had without mentioning the critical role of digital transformation and technical vocation skills, especially as we focus our sights on entrepreneurship and innovation. It should be noted that the Caribbean Community CARICOM qualifications framework classifies qualifications across the region, not just here in our Twin Island state. Our ministry has ensured that TVET certifications are regionally and internationally certified, producing graduates from programs that are on par with the highest international standards. The regulatory body for TVET in Trinidad and Tobago is the National Training Agency. The NTA has responsibility for planning, coordinating, and administering the national training system in order to ensure that the human capital of this country is effectively developed in the areas of technical and vocational skills for the advancement of our nation. TVET is offered under the Ministry of Education at the secondary, post-secondary, and tertiary education levels. Our goal through this consultation is to revitalize TVET throughout the education system to contribute towards sustainable development. The consultations will also discuss the role of education in the digital transformation of Trinidad and Tobago. The thrust towards digitization is centered around the goal of transforming education through the development of a digital ecosystem that equips our people with the necessary skills and competencies to be competitive in the global market. By extension, digitization assists the government of Trinidad and Tobago in achieving its goal of vastly improving its provision of services to the citizenry and the ease of doing business. This will ultimately enhance our quality of life and standard of living and improve learning outcomes. As I close, I wish to reiterate that without vision, scientific research, innovation, entrepreneurship, and education, our nation would not be able to forge the way forward towards technological advancements, sustainability, and a secure future. Therefore, I would like to commend the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service and the MIC Institute of Technology for recognizing the importance of sustainable development and doing their part towards nurturing the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Fraser, for your warm words on behalf of Dr. Gatsby Dolly. And now for our feature address. This evening, we have the privilege of hearing from a person known for working until the job gets done. Our featured speaker is very involved in youth development and consistently lobbies for programs that help youth realize their full potential. He is passionate about creating the best opportunities for our young people and the generations that follow. I am pleased to introduce this evening's feature address by the Honorable Foster Cummings, Minister of Youth Development and National Service.
My colleague, the Honorable Dr. Nayan Gatsby-Dolly, Minister of Education, Mr. Farouk Hussein, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, Ms. Sherilyn Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary, MyDNS, Mrs. Shom Ranratan, Director of Youth Affairs, Professor Clement Imbert, Chairman, MICIT, members of the Board of Directors of MICIT, Mr. Anil Ramnarayan, Chief Executive Officer, MICIT, graduates of the Coding, Web Design, and Introduction to Mobile Application Development cohorts, members of the media, and our specially invited guests. It is my absolute pleasure to address you the first cohort of the training program, Skills for a Diversified and Technological Economy. In many sectors within our country, special attention has been given to technological innovation and advancement as our economy continues to evolve. It has certainly become imperative to equip people, particularly the youth, with the knowledge and skill sets to remain up to date with the growing demands of the workplace. Globally, the COVID-19 pandemic has shifted the way in which we interact and work, making technology now more than ever fundamental to our everyday living. As the government organization responsible for the development of our nation's youth and the advancement of the youth development agenda for Trinidad and Tobago, the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, MyDNS, is focused on ensuring that our 550,000 plus young people have access to quality programs and services that would develop and prepare them for the changing needs of our economy. The MyDNS is committed to developing, implementing, and evaluating programs and services that appropriately respond to the needs of our youth population in keeping with the National Youth Policy 2020-2025, which encapsulates the recommendations of several youth stakeholders throughout our country. The policy emphasizes 8 strategic pillars for youth empowerment and development, specifically focusing on improving the quality of life for our young people. It enables us to not only develop programs, but to form strategic partnerships to provide training opportunities that address the socio-economic concerns of the youth of our country so that they can realize their fullest potential. Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with Pillar 2 of the National Youth Policy, Harnessing Youth Social and Intellectual Capital, the MyDNS offered ICT training opportunities for young people 16 to 25 years through a partnership with the MIC Institute of Technology, MICIT, to deliver short courses in coding, web design, and introduction to mobile application development. The MIC, under the purview of the Ministry of Education, and as a leading institute in training and innovation responsible for developing technical and vocational competencies through quality training, worked collaboratively with us at the MyDNS to offer these short courses which were created with you, the youth, in mind, to equip you with the skills to work in the ICT sector and to encourage you to keep abreast with global technological trends. The experts within the short courses unit of the MIC were charged with the responsibility to plan, develop, and deliver this training program to ensure that you, today's graduates, receive the functional, theoretical, and practical knowledge in your program of choice. Though not surprising, it was pleasing to learn of the overwhelming response for these courses. The coding course received 706 applications, web design 870 applications, and introduction to mobile application development 394 applicants. This reception proves that you, our young people, are eager to learn and willing to take progressive steps towards your advancement. Unfortunately, the program, which commenced on August 30th, 2021 and concluded successfully on October 5th, could only have accommodated 50 trainees per class. Today, ladies and gentlemen, over 74% of these trainees will graduate from the short courses offered. 82% in coding, that's 41 persons, 62% in web design, 31 persons, and 80% in introduction to mobile application development, 40 participants. And while I'm pleased with the completion rates of these courses, there is always room for improvement. We at the MyDNS will conduct an evaluation of the program and will revise the courses and registration process to better serve you, our youth. As the Minister of Youth Development and National Service, let me remind you, our youth, that the ministry will continue to engage with state agencies like the MIC-IT to invest in you through education, skills training, and holistic development. It was Nelson Mandela who said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I extend heartiest congratulations to all graduates today. I am proud of you for taking a step further towards educating yourself to advance your careers in the ICT field and changing your world. We at the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service will continue to move forward to achieve our mandate by providing you with quality programs and services that will enable you to contribute to the sustainable development of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you.
Thank you, Minister Cummings. Now we have our second entertainment piece. Our next performer got involved in the arts in secondary school. While she always liked reading, poetry, and the arts, it was a teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando, who encouraged her to write and perform poetry. It's okay. I'll start back from the beginning, sorry. Now we have our second entertainment piece. Our next performer got involved in arts, Now we have our second entertainment piece. Our next performer got involved in the arts in secondary school. While she always enjoyed reading, poetry, and the arts, it was a teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, San Fernando, who encouraged her to write and perform poetry. This evening, we are pleased to have Ayana Batiste perform an original spoken word item entitled Future.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Ministers, Professor Imberg, Madam Permanent Secretary, esteemed guests, members of the board at MIC-IT, media, and graduates. Congratulations to all the graduates, and I hope that this brings you the future that you would enjoy. My poem is entitled Future. It was written in dedication to my sons Zayden and Mateo. I hope you enjoy. The future of my sons. My work was never easy, not simple at all. Close calls, slips, and falls. So I tell you all, hold up your heads, never give up. Keep your true friends close by. You'll need them to push your vehicle when it stalls on this journey called life. Never ease up. Keep applying pressure. Even when things look up, even when you're confident, never let go of that grip you have. The way to the top is perilous and difficult, but the fall to the bottom is easy. One more thing for you, my sons. Mistakes are blessings in disguise. Lessons disguised as huge mountains to climb. Even if you lose your way, look at the top and climb again. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ayana. And I should mention that Ayana is also a past student of the MIC-IT's Must Construction program. Now, as we mentioned, a diversified and Technological Economy program was conducted virtually. So this evening, the presentation of certificates will also be virtual. So a video presentation which will highlight our fellow graduates according to their cohorts, web design, coding, and introduction to mobile application development. Congratulations to each of the participants. We wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you for staying with us for this program. To bring closing remarks, I'd like to invite Mr. Sean Ramatan, Director of Youth Affairs, to acknowledge all the persons who have made this impressive program possible. Mr. Ramatan.
Thank you, Chair. The Honorable Foster Cummins, Minister of Youth Development and National Service, Dr. the Honorable Nyan Gadsby Dolly, Minister of Education, Mrs. Cheryl Ann Solomon, Deputy Permanent Secretary, MYDNS, Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, Professor Clement Ember, Chairman MICIT, Mr. Anil Ramnarayan, Chief Executive Officer, MICIT, graduates, special invited guests, the members of the media, good afternoon. It is an honor to have been asked to move a vote of thanks this this evening at this graduation of the Skills for a Technologically and Diverse Economy training program, a collaboration between the MYDNS and MICIT. First, I would like to thank God for allowing us, despite the challenging times we are currently facing with the COVID-19 pandemic, to be able to host virtually this graduation ceremony to recognize and acknowledge the accomplishment of the 112 students who successfully completed their course of training with MICIT in the areas of coding, mobile app, and web page development. I would like to thank our Honorable Minister, Minister Foster Cummins, and the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Farouk Hussein, for their visionary leadership at the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, and their decision to host the Skills for a Technological and Diverse Economy program to better prepare our young people for job opportunities in the 21st century. To the very youthful and passionate Honorable Minister Foster Cummins, thanks for your motivating and inspiring feature address to our graduates. The Ministry of Education representative, thanks for the insight you shared and for your words of encouragement and support to the graduates. To our Deputy Permanent Secretary, Sharon Solomon, one of the newest additions to the MYDNS team. Thank you for your warm and inviting welcome remarks. To the affable Professor Imber, there's a saying, age brings wisdom. The knowledge and experience you brought to today's activity added depth and context to this afternoon event. To Ms. Faith Lewis, student representative, thanks for your overview of the program from a student's perspective. Well done. To our chairperson, Ms. Charles, thanks for the professionalism with which you conducted today's proceedings. Your input in today's events added to its prestige. To the two young ladies who blessed us with the song and the spoken word items, thanks for enriching our program this afternoon. To our partners in this project, MICIT, we thank you for the opportunity to have welcomed the collaboration, and we thank you for the willingness, dedication, and commitment you displayed from design through implementation of this program. Additionally, we thank you for hosting this event at your spacious and accommodating venue. To the staff of both MICIT and the MYDNS, I say thank you for the commitment and support you afforded to the students of this training program in the classroom, as well as beyond the classroom, to ensure they attended sessions to successfully complete their training. To both the communication units at MICIT and MYDNS, I thank you for the shared commitment you both displayed, from advertisement of this program to a successful executed graduation ceremony today. And last but not least, to you, the graduates of this training program, I commend you on the perseverance and dedication you displayed in completing your course of studies. The world is now experiencing what is termed the fourth industrial revolution, which is characterized by a fusion of technologies that merge the physical, digital, cultural, and biological spheres. In cyberspace, there is now mention of what is referred to as the metaverse, which is an enhanced version of the real physical world that is achieved through the use of digital, visual elements, sound, and other sensory stimulus delivered via technology. You are the first You participants are the first cohorts of students to have been equipped by the MYDNS in collaboration with MICIT with the technological skills and knowledge to benefit from the opportunities presented in the fourth industrial revolution. As I close this evening, I want to congratulate all graduates and to urge graduates to utilize their newfound knowledge to forge their own destiny and become co-creators of a shared vision for Trinidad and Tobago. Thomas Jefferson once said, "If you want something you never had, you must be willing to do something you have never done. Go out there, be bold, be courageous, be your best." To all, I say thank you for being a patient and attentive audience. Good evening, and please keep safe.
Thank you, Mr. Ramatan. Graduates, I'd like to encourage you to follow the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service at MyDNSTT on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, MyDNS TV, to stay abreast of the activities at the MyDNS. I am Selena Charles, and it was a pleasure being your host. Thank you for tuning in to the virtual closing ceremony for Skills for a Diversified and Technological Economy, a program of the Ministry of Youth Development and National Service, done in collaboration with MICIT. Thank you.